Hey everyone, making this video because I recently bought a new, well not new, a used Savage Octane. Picked up yesterday from a guy. He's no more than 15 years old, I think. I'm gonna send this video to him, so hopefully he's not offended. But he said that he traded the truck for an airplane, and he hadn't gotten it to run since. Saw it on the Facebook Marketplace, made a deal, went and picked it up yesterday, and brought it home and started to check out the truck. I'm gonna do a flip screen here to show you. Yeah, so this is the truck. Again, Savage Octane. It's a gas engine. What I did, the first thing I did, he said it wasn't starting, so the first thing I did was to take off the head. The shim is there. The head button looks really clean. The piston is actually pretty clean as well. So I'm assuming the piston, because you have to have compression. So I don't think that's the reason why it wasn't starting. So that's a good sign. The pull start is working good. What I'm gonna do, I did not get the CDI ignition coil with it, so I have a spare one. I'm gonna throw that on there and try to fire it up. I'm also gonna change the fuel lines and change that gas out, put some of my mix that I have, my 25-to-1, make sure it has the right mixture to go, and just try to fire it up. Even if it starts, I'm going to do a full rebuild on this. I'm going to take it apart, take out the carb, clean the carb, take out the transmission, and look if everything is good. May put a new pipe on here. I see it's dented. Header looks fine. I'll know if it's leaking after I start running it, after it goes through a heat cycle. But the truck is looks decent. The chassis is good. It has a reverse in there. Right now it's locked up. I think it's stuck in reverse. The transmission is spinning freely both ways. So it's looking like the reverse is broken, the reverse module. I'm going to take that apart. I'm actually going to remove it. I have a bunch of cars with reverse modules in them. They could be finicky at times. I don't need it in my truck. I put it in my daughter's truck because she likes to see them going in reverse. That's fun for her. But I'm going to take everything apart, do a full rebuild on it, and see, go from there. But the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get a CDI from one of my spares. I'm going to just try to fire it up with some fresh fuel and see if we could get it started. Next video, hopefully we will see it running or trying to get it started up. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna check for spark to see if the CDI I just put on there will fire up. So this is the CDI. I've connected it to the switch, and the battery goes into the switch as well. You got your speed sensor connected to the CDI as well. Let's plug this back in. Hopefully it's battery. Let me use my electron battery instead. Okay, battery is in there. I've decided to use my Lifey battery instead. No, that's charged. We're going to turn the switch on, and then when I pull on the cord, if the box is good and battery is good and we're picking up a speed signal from the sensor, we should get spark. Okay, so let's put that there. We'll want to put it in the dark so you could see it. You could see the spark, or at least hear it. So if I pull on the cord, you should try to get it into a nice little area so you could see it. All right, let's see if we get spark. I hear it. Where's the camera? So it's very faint. It's very faint. Let me try the battery. Switch the battery around. I put it in a darker spot. Now look if you see spark. See? Let's zoom in. So yeah, we have spark. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shorten up that gap between the plug and the electrode. Okay, I reduced the gap there. Still getting good spark, I think. So I'm gonna try to run it with that. Started with that spark, level of spark on it. Is what I noticed is the idle screw is all the way in. So I'm gonna back that off. Just kind of what I'm used to it being. So if I back it off a little bit. Okay, I don't know where these screws are right now, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to put them back to factory settings so I know. So oh, that's all the way in already. So they're actually all the way in. So that no wonder probably why I wasn't starting. So what I'm gonna do on the high, I'm gonna go 1.5 turns on high out. So 51. You know, I'm gonna let it stay there. 1 on high. I'm gonna go 1.5 on low. 50. 1.5. I'm gonna do that for now and see if it will run. The gas here is questionable. I don't know how much oil is in it. I know oil is in it because it's have the color. I'm gonna fire it up with this mixture just to see if it starts. So I'm going to prime the bulb. So it's seems like it's primed, so it's not or not. Let's see. It's not priming. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the fuel tubes. Okay, found out that it's missing the flow restrictor. Sorry, and I call it the honeycomb disc that goes on here. So I'm gonna have to order one of those. I could take from my truck, other trucks, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use the time to break this truck down, see if there's anything else that's a problem. It has a reverse module in it, and again, the transmission is not engaging, so I'm thinking the reverse module is stuck in neutral position or it's broken. Truck's not moving. So I'm gonna tear that down and see if I could figure out what's going on, or if the servo is bad. Earlier I told you that the car was missing a flow restrictor. It's actually, it's a t-shirt. Its function is to limit the amount of air goes into the carb. The carb is too large for this engine. It's a Walbro 688 carb, typically on 23, 26, 29 cc gas engines. But they found a way to package it on this engine, which is only 15 cc's. So it's overcarbureted. That's one of the issues with the Octane. So these perforated disc and this t-shirt works to form a flow restrictor, reduce the amount of air that goes into the carb. It's missing in this truck that I'm working on right now, so I'm gonna have to order all these 3 pieces. All these come in the same pack, so I have to order all these together. HPI 112655. Let's see. If we could find it. Oh, wrong thing. What did I? $11,265. Yep. So I'm gonna order these right now. Let's see which is the cheapest. 12 bucks. 12 bucks. I'm gonna go with these guys. They always get stuff in a short time. So I'm gonna order this right now and get it in the truck. Hopefully we can have it by next week. So the issue is the idle gear in the reverse is broken. That gear is the center gear here. That transfers the torque from gear to gear. So it's damaged. So I won't replace it. I'm just gonna reinstall the transmission without a reverse module. Now, since I have the transmission apart, this Octane transmission. So you see the third gear, second gear input, first gear. Well, you notice that the third gear it's much larger than the Nitro 3-speed. So the Octane transmission is actually faster than the Nitro transmission. It has a larger gear. Now the gear cluster is almost the same. One of the big difference is you could access, this two big gap, you could access both second shift points and third shift point from the side of the transmission. So you make use of the two holes. Unlike the Nitro V1 version, you have to take the cluster apart to get to the second gear. The Octane has all these spacers in there for you to get access to the first to second shift points, and then also second to third shift point. That's a good thing with the Octane. The other improvement is that their drive gear on the center cluster, idle gear in the center cluster, is hard machined. I've shown you guys the FLM steel kit that has 1, 2, 3 of these gears machined. They're not sintered like these. But then I had showed you the idle gear with sintered 2-speed or 3-speed. There was no need for FLM to make any more hardened ones because you could use the Octane one on here. And it's also hard machined. And then it would drive on let's find that other one. It would drive on the lower gear. I'm going to remove it off the reverse module, but this is also a hard machine. The reason why I didn't have FLM make these is because these are already available. Just search on eBay for these. These are the Octane part numbers. I'll put it on the group site also for you to get access to these two gears. So again, these two gears are already hard machined. You didn't need FLM to make these because they're already out there. So you put this on the gears that I designed and sent to FLM for making, which is available today. Then you get a full bulletproof machined transmission. No sintered gears. Machined. Already available from HPI, these two. So you do not need to run the sintered 3-speed or the sintered 2-speed gears. And also we've replaced these sintered ones to machined as well. And you could see the big gap between third and second, again, for the transmission to be spaced out so you could get access to both set screw from the side of the transmission. So the Octane addresses the issue about disassembling the cluster to get to the shift points.